talk about these guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
I
good
think all
characters.
I think they're all good characters. Yeah. Um, I think Vera is a little eager. Uh, Lennier, I think Lennier is as well. In fact, maybe all three of them are. Maybe even Nataf is trying to, but I think she kind of thinks and looks at Jakar as like, I should be the one that's in your position, not you. That's kind of the way Nataf comes off to me.
Yeah,
Whereas,
yeah, that's a good point. She's kind of like, yeah, I know what I'm doing, and yeah, I'm here helping you, but I'm not going to be obsequious at all. you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
well,
whereas,
I mean, if you look at Jakar, what is Jakar always doing? What did we see? Like one of the last episodes, there's three women that leave leaving his quarters when they're trying to talk to him. And she's just sitting there doing her thing, and she's like, "Oh, he's available now." Kind of almost in that school marm kind of tone. But whereas Lanier and Veer they're both eager in their own respectives and their own ways to try and do whatever they can to help out the ambassador that they work for.
Well, and I think as you go through the season, you see the relationship between Jakar and Natoth evolves to more, not necessarily a partnership per se, but there's a mutual respect there that when you see at the last episode when Jakar leaves, he says, "I'll be back." He leaves her in charge basically,
Hmm.
and gives her what she wants. But also I think there's a level of trust and camaraderie that builds over the first season, rather than just she comes in and she's her his right hand operative, and let's just go and get this
Right.
done. There's an earned relationship arc there that I think works pretty well.
And interesting because Vier is on a couple of occasions given responsibility, but it's mostly because Londo didn't want to deal with it.
Yeah,
He was just
yeah,
shrugging off his responsibilities and saying, "Here, you handle this. I have faith in you. I have faith in you. Go
and I
ahead,
think
you go do it. Because I'd
Veer's
rather go do this other thing."
well, and Veer proves to be more competent than anybody expects him to be because of his
He is on.
attitude.
Yeah. Londo clearly has low expectations for him, and he's so eager to do that he over overachieves. You know, um, and
Yeah.
I think the same could be said for Lanier too. Um, but Natoth is definitely the one that she knows her station. She's quite capable. I think she's she could do everything that Jakar could do, except perhaps maybe call in favors for certain ships to go rescue certain commanders' girlfriends
Yeah.
that get stuck in planets that belong to. Well, anyway,
Anyway.
Cam, do you want to jump in? Oh,
Uh,
sorry, Jeff. Did you keep going?
no. Well, I mean I do like the relationship between Lanier and Garibaldi. I think that's interesting. I like the eagerness. Lanier is very eager to just learn from other
He's
species and
Yeah.
spent his whole
everything.
life in a monastery type.
Right, and he's
So,
just like his mind is like he's being introduced and interesting. It was a great episode when you saw Londo and Lanier together. You
Yeah,
would not
that
have
was funny.
expected that. That was actually kind of, oh, let me introduce you to this. I'm gonna take you the great. We're gonna take you to a strip club, and then we're gonna take you to a poker game, and yeah, I like that. I like that relationship. So he's very. I hope to see more of him because we didn't see early on. We didn't see a lot of him. I mean, what episode was he introduced in? It was
Like
pretty.
four or five, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we went several episodes without even meeting him. Veer was introduced pretty early on, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the Toth, of course, replaced the other one that they had, which I guess she was in the pilot? Was she in any of the series?
I think she was in one of the
Couple of episodes.
yeah, like the first or second episode.
And then she's like, "Oh, she died or something." What even happened to her? I know
got
she could.
spaced, right?
Yeah, yeah, something. Yeah, there was an uprising or something like that, and yeah.
Yeah.
But, well, she was the one that didn't have the red eyes, right? She couldn't wear the contacts. The actress couldn't wear the contacts. So, but
Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, go ahead and take it, man. 'Cause
I think that the assistants are some of the best storytelling devices that we've got so far, and will continue to be, in that they let us see insights into each of the cultures and the agendas of the ambassadors. Because again, they kind of bounce things off. I think Jason mentioned this early on in one of our early episodes about Veer, and that's true. And I think all three of them are distinct from each other. Lennier is kind of reverent and, like you say, eager, but eager in a different way than Veer is. Veer
Yes.
is kind of like a more obsequious and nervous, and then of course Natoth is probably overconfident
Mhm.
and overly bold and aggressive. So I think they're probably some of the stronger characters on the show, even though we haven't seen a ton from them
Yeah.
yet. We'll see more.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
The
And
thing,
they're, yeah, I was gonna say they almost kind of be our perspective, maybe from as an audience. Is that
Oh,
how
they're
some of that
A little
storytelling
bit, yeah.
is?
sort of
We
the
get to
audience
see
proxy.
insights through.
They're like the R2 and C3 PO version, of
Yeah.
the characters in Babylon 5, maybe. They're kind of everywhere and in between and interact with everybody else. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I like them. I like all three of them.
so just quick, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think no, there is another. I don't think there's two actresses that played Natoth, Q2. They have
Actually-
another. They have
Well,
another
there are
character
two.
that is.
No. There actually
is.
was, I think.
Is
I
she
think
called
there
Natoth
was-
as well? But
Yeah,
she
yeah,
dies in a. She gets killed in a.
No. That's there's two characters, three
Oh.
actresses.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Just to confuse you, they pull a switcheroo for a couple episodes and then switch back.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So.
I was going to say that of these three characters, I think it's very interesting that they reflect their the societies they come from very well, like just
Mhm.
how you'd expect, right? Like Veer with the obsequiousness, Natoth with the very direct, way of speaking and how she deals with people, and even Jakar and Lennier, very deferential, much more spiritual. They really reflect their societies and their that they come from.
Yeah, they do.
All right, that must have been a great point because no one can argue with it.
Yep. You win the argument. No, was there an
Boom.
argument?
No,
No, I like them all. I think they're good. I look forward to seeing more from them, and especially as the show gets hopefully better, improves, builds upon, and just hopefully just blows us away as season 2 gets underway.